Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, as usual, many updates, many news here every single day to keep you updated. Remember guys that August is here, the transfer window is entering absolutely crucial stages, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel, send in your comments, stay tuned because it's going to be an absolute madness from now to the end of the summer transfer window, and thanks to those who have been here every single day for every sort of news. Today, Vozinha is official to Colo-Colo, one of the faces of the World Cup, and several other stories. Let's restart immediately by mentioning also another official deal completed. So we start from Madrid, and it's about a double deal between Real Madrid and Fulham. The official communications have arrived about Gonzalo Garcia and Cesar Palacios. Deal done for Gonzalo Garcia, 40 million euros, 2 in add-ons, 30% sell-on clause and matching rights. So Real Madrid will maintain a potential future control on Gonzalo Garcia. The difference from a buyback clause and matching rights is that with the buyback clause, the player has to return to the club. With matching rights, Real Madrid will always be informed if there is a proposal for the player from any other club, but Gonzalo Garcia will be free to make a decision whether he wants to return to Real Madrid or not eventually in the future. So new striker for Álvaro Arbeloa and also Cesar Palacios. 10 million euros, sell-on clause, matching rights, a new midfielder for Álvaro Arbeloa, and also for Cesar Palacios, the same concept with matching rights for Real Madrid. So both players have signed their contracts and both moves are completed. Who's going to be the next one to leave Real Madrid? According to my information, the next one will be Franco Mastantuono. Everything is proceeding for the exit of Franco Mastantuono, who received approaches, first of all, from River Plate. River Plate wanted to bring back Franco Mastantuono to the club, wanted to close a loan deal to give him the opportunity to play in an environment he knows very well, back to Argentina, starting, be a crucial player for River Plate. But the answer from Real Madrid was, you have to stay in Europe. We want you to stay in Europe, we want you to adapt to European football rather than going back to South America. And now, ahead of French clubs and Spanish clubs, there is Fiorentina. Fiorentina are one of several Italian clubs interested in the player, because several clubs have been showing interest in Franco Mastantuono, but Fiorentina are pushing to get the player on loan from Real Madrid. The conversation is now ongoing on the salary coverage, so deal on for Franco Mastantuono to Fiorentina and could be the next one to happen in terms of exits at Real Madrid. Real Madrid will be very busy in the next days between Diomande and all the rest, but also the exits are really important at this stage of the market, and Franco Mastantuono will not be part of the Jose Mourinho squad for the 2026-2027 season, and now Fiorentina leading the race to sign him. Also, more to say on Real Madrid. Let's take a few minutes to talk about the Rodri situation. Because remember what I told you in every single day on Rodri, on every single video, I would say. Because I told you, on one side there is Real Madrid. Real Madrid are in official club-to-club talks with Manchester City. Real Madrid are talking to the agent of the player. Rodri is keen on the move, so Real Madrid are working on the Rodri deal. But why there is still no deal between Real Madrid and Manchester City? Why the deal is not closed and it's not a here we go yet, or is not a done deal yet? Because Manchester City decided already last week. It was Wednesday last week, when Manchester City and Real Madrid started official talks. Since that moment, Manchester City decided to delay the conversations and not to close the deal with Real Madrid, because they wanted to wait for eventually more clubs to jump into the race for Rodri. Manchester City wanted to understand the decision of the player and wanted to understand if more clubs could join the dance. That's what I always told you. Manchester City have a feeling that also Barcelona could be interested in Rodri. That's why we have rumors in the last 24-48 hours about Rodri and Barcelona, because Manchester City feel that Barcelona could be at the table for Rodri. The injury of Frankie de Jong could open doors to this possibility, and so Manchester City believe that Barca could be there. Then it's going to be on Rodri to decide whether Barcelona can have an opportunity to sign him, or if he will say, only Real Madrid, I will only go to Real Madrid. So Rodri will be obviously a big part of the story, but Manchester City didn't accept to close immediately the deal with Real Madrid because they felt that more clubs could join the race. So now we have to wait and see what's going to happen there, but obviously don't forget that Rodri has always indicated that Real Madrid has his favorite destination. So only Rodri himself could change this story, in any sense, or in the sense he wants to proceed with the Real Madrid deal. So that's the story about Rodri. And then, talking about Barcelona, guys, today we register the words of Ferran Torres. For the very first time since becoming the Spanish hero from the World Cup, scoring that goal against Argentina, Ferran Torres speaks. And speaking to NBC, he says, to answer about Paris Saint-Germain, he says, when top clubs like this, good teams like this, want to sign you, that's always very good. If Barcelona want to keep me, he added, it's about talking. It's all about talking. They have to show that they love me. If they love me, this is the point. And then he said, in football, you never know what happens. So Ferran Torres was not going public and saying, I'm staying at Barcelona. I want to stay at Barça. My future is at Barcelona. No. Ferran Torres was keeping all the doors open. Why? Because his agents keep talking with Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain are pushing on the player side. Paris Saint-Germain feel that Ferran Torres is a realistic and concrete possibility. Barcelona will only let Ferran Torres go if Ferran goes public and says, I want to leave Barcelona. If Ferran goes to Barça and says, I want a new chapter. In that case, Barcelona will not force the player to stay. Otherwise, Ferran Torres for Barça is not for sale. So this depends on the player. So Paris Saint-Germain are there and we have to follow closely this situation for sure. Then guys, more stories to mention. Exclusive update from the afternoon. Trevoh Chalobah to Como is a here we go. 30 million euros fixed fee, 6 million euros add-ons, sell-on clause also included in the agreement. Trevoh Chalobah will earn now 4 million euros net per season. And so Chalobah goes to Como. Chelsea keep working on the outgoings. Chalobah will play Champions League football at Como, and Chalobah was pushing to go to Italy already a few years ago, so it was a target for him to try Italian football, and he will do that under Cesc Fabregas at Como. And in terms of Chelsea exits, keep an eye also on Benoit Badiashile, because Napoli are genuinely interested in Badiashile. Napoli are talking to the agents of the player. Napoli are keen on the move. Then we have to understand if they can close everything on the formula. Napoli want an initial loan for Badiashile, so there will be a conversation between the two clubs about that, but Napoli are keen on Badiashile, and so Chelsea could make money from Italy in the next days and weeks in terms of outgoings. And then, just to close on Paris Saint-Germain, behind the scenes, the market is moving for Mika Godts. Because Paris Saint-Germain, after the official bid, are negotiating with Ajax, talks are ongoing also with intermediaries involved in the deal, and Paris Saint-Germain are very optimistic to close the deal for Mika Godts. The deal is well underway. On player side, it's agreed, the exclusive story is confirmed, Paris Saint-Germain are on it, now club to club with Ajax, and Ajax started considering alternatives like Noah Lang, and not only in the list for the new winger to replace Mika Godts. Guys, on this and much more, I will keep you posted in the next hours here on the channel, so stay tuned, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.